In this video, I'm going to explain how I wrote the CV that got me degree apprenticeship offers from companies such as JLR and Rolls-Royce. So to start a CV, the first thing you need is a title, and surprisingly, the title is your name. That's what you want to write, your full name as the title. You don't want to write CV, you don't want to write curriculum vitae. You just want to write your name, capital letters, bold, underlined, font 40, whatever you want. Just write your name as the title, because this is about you. It's your application, your skills. You don't have to write CV. They know what a CV is, just write your name. Then the next one is where you just want to put a few details about you. So your location, email address, phone number, and then if you want your LinkedIn, check my separate video about LinkedIn, by the way. And that's just the formalities you want to put at the start, your name and then your details. So the next section is personal statement, and this isn't what you think. This isn't a 400,000 word character paragraph that you have to write. That's separate. That's the university personal statement. The personal statement on a CV is just 3 sentences. They just happen to have the same name. And in these 3 sentences, you want to get in there who you are, what you want, and you can highlight some skills and qualities. So for example, you'd start off saying, I am an A-level student looking to find a degree apprenticeship in the whatever sector. So that's a good way of starting it. And then basically for the next 2 sentences, you just try and get as many buzzwords, as many qualities in. So you could say something like, a strong leader who works well within a team and communicates effectively with other people. It's those kind of sentences where you're just saying loads of qualities and that sort of stuff. That's the sort of thing you want for this bit. So it might sound a bit weird writing it yourself, like talking about yourself. For example, saying an A-level student with strong predicted grades, looking to find a degree apprenticeship in the automotive engineering sector, is a strong leader and communicates well with others, especially in tense situations. Never backs down from a challenge and, solves problems. It sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? But it's one of those where you just gotta do it. It's difficult talking about yourself in the third person, especially when you gotta emphasize your skills and make yourself sound really good. It's an odd one, but it's just 3 sentences. Push through it, get lots of qualities in, and yeah, that'll be perfect. So the next section is education. So title education, and then you want to date it, and then put your school name. That's just how you want to format it. And this is where you put in your A-levels, your GCSEs, your BTEC, whatever formal education you've done. And even if you haven't done your A-levels or finished your course, whatever, put in the predicted grades. And in terms of grades, you want to put your grades down no matter what. So even if you don't think your grades are the best, you're better off just putting them in here than not putting them in there. First of all, they're going to know your grades anyway, because in the application you're going to have to submit them. So if they know them anyway, you might as well just put them in your CV as well. And second of all, even if your grades aren't that good, as long as they're above the minimum requirements for the apprenticeship, it doesn't really matter. Grades aren't too important. A lot of it is on work experience and skills and what you can do and how you show yourself off in the interview. So as long as they get the minimum requirements, then it really doesn't matter about your grades. So I'd recommend just putting them in anyway, because it saves a lot of hassle and it doesn't look like you're trying to hide anything or avoid anything. Just put them in. They know anyway, you might as well. And now the next one's work experience. And maybe you've had an in-person work experience, so you can put that down, but you don't want to just put that down. So when it comes into the section work experience, this isn't about one work experience you've done, this is about many. And this is what I mean by, in my work experience full guide, I talked about you want to get lots and lots of work experience, because in your CV, it's not just one bullet point you want on work experience, you want 3 or 4. So I'd recommend first bullet point, you do an in-person work experience if you've got that. Then second one, a virtual. Third one, maybe another virtual. And then for your 4th bullet point, you can put something like some volunteering you've done or a Saturday job, because although it's not in the sector necessarily, you might be working at a shop, it's still got good skills and good experience that you can put down in work experience. So those are the 4 sort of bullet points you want, starting off with the most relevant with the in-person work experience. Obviously you've done a company in that industry, and then ending with some sort of volunteering or Saturday job, weekend job. And now you don't want to just list these. This is because that would be missing an opportunity. With each of these, you want to explain what you did and explain how they link to skills in the job description. So if the job description says something about being collaborative, then you can take advantage of this in the Saturday job. So for example, say you work at a garden centre, you can say, at my garden centre, I had to work with colleagues in the tills, which required communication, effective communication and teamwork skills. And rather than just saying, I worked at a garden centre, you've said, I worked at a garden centre and I have the collaboration skills you're looking for. So that's basically how you want to do it. For each of these work experience, list a few of the activities and list a few of the skills you got and make sure they link back to the job description. I keep saying this in most of my videos. This all needs to link back to the job description. That's one way you can personalise each of these. When people are talking about personalising CVs and cover letters, a lot of the time they think about personalising the research part. And yes, I do mean personalising the research and researching each company and making sure you put that research in. However, on top of that, I mean personalise and optimise for the job description. That means if the job description says nothing about communication, then you're wasting space by putting in here that you did a presentation to a team of 8 people. I would rather you just put in things that are directly linked to the job description, then you waste space putting things that aren't relevant, and then you miss out some of the things in the job description. You want to optimize everything in that job description so that every single key skill it says on the job description, you've ticked off with a work experience or an achievement somewhere in your cover letter or CV. So that's what you're really focused on the most. And that is, with these work experience, you want to give detailed descriptions of what you did, the things you learned, and make it relevant to the job description. So the next section is key achievements, and this is basically everything else you've done. So this could be D&V, prize at school, an online course, club at a school, sports team, music exam. So it's basically anything you've done in your life which would have transferable skills, once again, I'm going to mention it again, to the job description. Look through the job description, look at the skills. For example, maybe one of the skills on the job description is dedication. You can then say in your key achievements, I'm grade 6 violin and I practice every day for an hour and I have to rehearse for concerts and exams and it requires dedication and resilience. That's how you can get that dedication one ticked off, is through something that might not necessarily be to do with the industry, be to do with work, but it's a transferable skill that you've got from one of these key achievements that you put in here. And now in terms of total length for your CV, you want a maximum of 2 pages. You never want to go on to the 3rd page. Too long, they're not going to read it. But you definitely want at least 1.5 pages. So if you're looking at 1 page, maybe just over a page, what it means is you need to get more work experience. That's what it shows. It just proves you don't have enough work experience, you don't have enough achievements, because you don't have anything to write about. You should be able to write a 3-page CV. That's what I want you to aim for. You want to have 3 pages worth of stuff you could say. So you have a 3-page sort of default template CV, and when you come to look at a job description, you basically say, okay, I need this one, this one, this one, I don't need this one, I need this one, and you can go through and highlight the things you need, delete the things you don't need, and you'll cut it down to a 2-page CV, which is packed with every single skill you need. It goes over every single responsibility in the job description, and you then have the perfect apprenticeship application for that job. That is the secret for getting the degree apprenticeship job. And that is completely just the job description basically just being more or less a copy of your CV. You want the job description literally to look like someone summarised your CV in terms of the skills you have. That's what you want to look at. That's the cheat code to get a degree apprenticeship. It is literally making sure your CV and your cover letter and your application just tick boxes every single thing on the job description. So as I was saying, if you can't reach that 2 pages, if you can't reach that 3 pages, then it means you need to go out, get work experience, join a club, do an online course. Because if you don't have the quantity, even if you have a few really good things, if you don't have that quantity, then the people who have the quantity are going to beat you. Because once you have quantity of achievements, quantity of work experience, you're then going to have quantity of skills. So if you've only done 1 work experience and 1 course, your skills are going to be limited. But if you've done 5 work experience, 5 courses, you play 4 musical instruments, you're in 3 sports teams, you're basically going to have every single skill in the book, if you see where I'm going. So I hope this video has been helpful and has shown you how to write a CV. Sort of got a bit sidetracked there in the middle, talking about the cheat code to get a degree apprenticeship, but I hope that was useful. I just went down a rabbit hole, went off on a tangent. I thought, what, this is valuable stuff. I'm just going to keep talking, not going to cut it out. That's the cheat code for getting a degree apprenticeship, by the way, and that is just copying the job description in your whole application. Obviously not copying, I don't mean it literally, I just mean you have the exact same skills and responsibilities you've already done on your CV and cover letter. So I'll leave that bit in about cheat codes, but most of this video is about how to structure a CV. I hope that was useful. I'm going to give you a free template down below. Just click on the description and then you can use this CV for yourself in whatever industry, whatever apprenticeship you want. And as long as you follow the tips, you're going to have a really competitive application for these apprenticeship programs. Also, if this video has helped you out at any time, it would really help me if you could just share the video, put it in the group chat, send it to a friend. It really helps. So if this video has given you any value at all, I'd be really grateful if you just shared this video with a few friends or something. Thanks very much.